And for more details over the President Putin's decision to launch this military operation in Ukrainian lands, joining me live via Skype, Mr. Vladimir Vasilyev, who is a political analyst. So, Vladimir, hello over there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Mr. Vladimir, just a direct question. In 48 hours after the declaration of the independence of two states, everything has changed within the situation. What pushed Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, to take this military action directly?
Concerning the special military operation, we may say these words. Certainly, the defenders of Ukraine, of Donetsk People's Republic and Lugansk People's Republic are or were the first steps in this military operation. Because the main concern for Russia, for Russian political leadership, is the NATO military infrastructure. And this NATO military infrastructure, which we have now in many parts of Ukraine, it's the main headache for the Russian political leadership. And we understand that, for example, for the last 8 years, NATO sent military equipment, military assistance value of $2 billion. And for several weeks, well, in 1922, it supplied, NATO supplied the Ukraine with $1.5 billion worth of military ammunition, equipment, and some other lethal weapons. How they use.
Mr. Vladimir, I'm sorry to cut your train of thought. But don't you think that Mr. President Vladimir Putin didn't think about it, that Russia will pay high price from EU as well as US, especially from the economic side?
Well, concerning the trade-off between military costs and or military threats and economic costs, definitely the Russian political leadership preferred to put military threat posed by NATO on Ukraine on the first place, and economic costs, possible economic costs, on the second place. It's not, say, the main priority. By the way, we may say that it's the failure of the Western sanctions policy. Concerning that policy, the sanction policy was aimed to change Russia's behavior and to make it more moderate and more accommodated to the Western demands and Western needs. In practice, we saw different situation. The more sanctions and how they may tell it or say it within the West, Russia
Mr. Vladimir
is becoming more, we may say, more aggressive or more demanding.
Mr. Vladimir, I got your point of view, but in your point of view as well, don't you think that the question we should raise, why the political efforts and the diplomacy did not gain anything?
Up to now, we may say that diplomacy did nothing, and especially because the initiative for this diplomatic steps originated in Russia, and Russia put forward the point is that we may say undivided security concern, or the principle of the equal security for all the nations of this region. Russia, as in its response to the United States and its response to the NATO letters, Russia said that their concern was completely, or their concerns were completely ignored.
Okay, Mr.
And
Vladimir,
NATO
thank you so much.
and the United
Appreciate
States,
it
they
for
prefer
your...
to put the security of the
Mr. Vladimir,
Ukraine
I'm sorry
on the
to
first
cut your train of
place.
thought. Thank you so much for your clarification. We will get you in touch in a further session. Thank you so much.